Dodging in video games is seen as a defensive move to quickly avoid an oncoming attack, or sometimes it's even used to quickly move forward, and even used in speedruns and such. Today I'm going to be talking about the use of rolls in Battlefront. First, the Battlefront series from EA, first released in 2015, and then Battlefront 2, which was released in 2017. Not only is the roll in Battlefront a legitimate way to avoid blaster fire and lightsabers, but in numerous ways can be used to confuse opponents and to just move quicker in general. Rolling was introduced in the Outer Rim DLC in the spring of 2016. At first, this was a cool mechanic that made fights more interesting, but very shortly us players discovered that the roll had improved the movement tenfold. Of course, I am speaking for the PC player base. I don't know how it was on console. I've never played on the Battlefront console, but I do know that on PC, this changed the game significantly. Of course, any Battlefront 2015 players know that I'm talking about the roll jump. The roll jump is my favorite movement mechanic ever in video games, and this is going against rocket jumping in Team Fortress 2. I know, I may sound a bit dramatic, but I really do think this changed the way that the game was played. For those who are confused, roll jumping is when you quickly move your mouse to the left or to the right, and then press Alt, which is the button to roll, and then you will start rolling in the direction, and then you quickly move your mouse back, forward, meaning that you will roll forwards. There was no forwards roll button in this game, so we had to turn to the side roll, and then quickly turn back to roll forwards. And then jumping midway through would actually give you a slight boost and make you faster. Now, I don't like to toot my own horn, but a while back I made a pretty good video showing the difference between Escape Artist, the trait that makes you run faster, compared to the roll jumping. And it turns out that the trait 1 and trait 2 of Escape Artist was actually slower than roll jumping. Also, on the subject of my old videos, I found a perfect example of the rolling in Battlefront summed up into one clip. Take a look. So yeah, you're not going to see those moves in Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2015's roll can be used in countless ways: offense, defense, getting closer to enemies with short-ranged guns, moving away from potential one-shots, getting a height boost from the rebel crates that are on almost every map. You can sneak up and flank enemies as long as you don't sprint, as rolling does not appear on the radar. And how could I not mention this? And I gotta say, DICE got pretty lucky with their first attempt at the roll being the thing that stuck along for 4 or 5 years. If you're a console player and you never got to do any of these cool tricks, then I'm sorry. But I do realize that this was possible on console, but it just took a lot more effort and was almost not worth it. In 2017, Battlefront 2 was released, and unfortunately, roll jumps were just not possible. And although that was a negative, I thought there also were some positives to go with it. One of them being that you can now roll backwards and forwards instead of just left and right. Another big positive I saw is the lightsaber heroes rolls were really good and still are. In fact, they're basically roll jumping just with less steps, because all you have to do is press roll and you go forward faster. To prove it, I made this clip. Take a look. In the end, DICE completed their goal of making a competent and useful rolling mechanic where you can get around enemies, get behind cover and such. Roll jumping had still left an empty part inside of me until something I'm going to explain in a video coming soon. Subscribe. This video is taking way too long. I need to end it.